Good morning, guys. For those of you who are here in the EU, it's good morning. For those of you, my compatriots home in Australia, it's good afternoon. And for those of you in the US, a very early good morning. Just wanted to quickly jump in today, and I'm going to talk about something that there was a problem for me and some tips that I used to overcome it. And that's going to be 5 simple steps to combat phone addiction. I had it real bad. But before we get started, my name's Luke. I'm the CEO here at AMN Academy. We teach career personal trainers and therapists cutting edge techniques in coaching, holistic health, brain-based training and therapy. So if you'd like to know more about what we do or how you can get certified if you're a coach, then head over to Health Coach Course, just healthcoachcourse.com. You can find out more info there. So 5 simple steps to combat phone addiction. So I've got a few notes. If I look over this way, I'm not ignoring you. I've just got another screen over here with some notes on it so that I don't forget some stats and statistics that I wanted to kind of bring up. So I want to make sure I get them right and don't make them up. So 5 simple steps to combat phone addiction and at the same time, I think, become more productive in your business or at work, and be more present with your family and friends, which I know for me was a big motivator, because I remember my kids coming downstairs and I was on the couch. It was after work and I had something on my phone. I was doing something work related, and my son saying to me, he's only 6, saying, "Oh, Dad, are you on your phone again?" And that was a real kind of wake up call for me. So I started to kind of take a look at my phone use habits and realized that it really was kind of mimicking what I would, kind of classify as compulsive behavior. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea of anything kind of having control of the way that I act. So here's the 5 steps that I've sort of found, and don't feel bad if some of these kind of resonate with you, if you're like, oh yeah, I do that too. Bear in mind that I did all of these, so definitely don't feel bad if 1 or 2 of these sounds familiar. Step 1 is take control of your mornings. Now, if you're like anyone else, and if you're like me, you check your phone before you even get out of bed most days. Pretty much all days, really. A recent study actually showed that 80% of smartphone users, just checking those stats, yes, 80% of smartphone users will check their phone within 15 minutes of waking up, usually before they even get out of bed in the first place. Why is this a problem? Well, it kind of starts the day off on the wrong foot. You're starting the day by being reactive rather than proactive. So emails, social media messages, and comments, if you're running your business on social media like we do, will basically have you responding to other people's demands for your time rather than what is right for you, what you need to kind of start the day right. So instead, what are we going to do instead? We're going to leave our phone, or try and leave our phone on the charger until you're ready to leave the house. If you work from home, like I do sometimes, then just leave the phone in another room while you kind of do your normal daily routine, morning routine. And when you're ready to start work, when you're ready to actually kind of dive in and get running, then that's when you can, pick up your phone and start doing the things that you need to do. So try these simple tips instead. Spend 5 to 10 minutes doing some kind of mindful meditation. Studies have shown that mindfulness, it helps us be more balanced emotionally. It literally changes the structure of our brain, and it can help us be a lot more balanced and deal with the stresses and anxieties that kind of pop up inevitably throughout the day. Also, another thing that I found is really good, journaling, and this could be a whole bunch of different things. You can just kind of, there's different techniques where you just start writing, and you just see what comes out. Or there's other ones that I tend to do more of, like I set some goals and some targets, not long term, just for the day. And it doesn't have to be work related. It can be personal. It can be fitness. It can be health related. It's, just set some targets of what needs to happen today for today to be awesome. Like, what do I need to do today? What would I really like to do today that's going to make today feel like a success? Some other things that you can do is some gentle mobility or flexibility work. Like if you've got a little yoga mat or something, I just do it in the lounge room. I just do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of mobility work. It just kind of gets me moving, I feel kind of nice and loose and ready to go. And just find anything really that works for you. There's a lot of kind of, morning routines that people sort of say is the best morning routine, or this is what all millionaires do, or most successful people do, the healthiest people do. I think that can create unnecessary stress as well. You think, oh, I'm not doing that. You don't need to, there's no set right or wrong thing. I just think that if you can start the day by being proactive, by being mindful, and by, planning out what needs to happen for the day to be a success, you're already, in the first half an hour of your day. It just makes a massive difference to if you're kind of responding to other people's demands on your time the moment you wake up. So step 2, carrying on from step 1, don't have your phone next to your bed. A lot of people use it as their alarm clock, I know, and as a clock by your bed. You can get a $20 clock from Amazon to put next to your bed. You don't need to use your $1,000 phone. 74% of people, is that right? Yeah, 74% of people check their phones 15 minutes before going to sleep. And this can be a problem for a number of reasons. Blue light that is emitted, the backlit screens, can really affect our circadian rhythm, and it disrupts, if I could speak, disrupts our quality of sleep. And the EMF, the non-native electromagnetic frequencies that the phone emits, can really also affect the quality of sleep. And more importantly, at nighttime, especially, throughout the day, but especially at nighttime, it can really kind of, increase the inflammation, the kind of underlying level of inflammation in our bodies, which has a whole host of health and wellness kind of consequences if we're kind of chronically inflamed. I can't talk today. So again, if you're interested in the science behind meditation, blue light, circadian rhythm, and some practical kind of tips and lessons on how to coach people through that, our holistic health coach course, our certification, if you want to get certified as an holistic health coach, I really can't talk today. You can head over to healthcoachcourse.com. You can find out all about that over there. Step 3, stop using your phone as a social shield. Now, I was really bad at this. I was using it as a defense kind of mechanism in awkward social situations, or when I felt like even on the train or something, you've got nothing to do. The default is to kind of just pick up your phone. In social situations, it's different to being on like public transport. You've got nothing better to do. But I was finding that at parties, if I didn't know people, or weddings, or any kind of outing where I wasn't familiar, like it wasn't my group of friends, it was an unfamiliar, uncomfortable setting, I would use my phone as like a shield to not have to kind of interact with people and put myself out there. So I think, we can kind of fall into this trap of using it as a security thing. And then when we're attaching kind of emotional associations with our phone, then that's when it becomes a bit of a problem. So stop using it as a social shield, and just like if you're in a situation where it's a little bit uncomfortable, try and step out of your comfort zone and just start a conversation. What's the worst that can happen? Someone's going to look at you like you're a bit of a weirdo for coming up and talking to them. If you're in a party, or, if it's that kind of social situation, it's not going to be weird for you to just chat with somebody. And I think, we've all been in those situations where we're at dinner tables and we're at, out for lunch or something with friends, or you look over and there's a table full of people all just kind of like this and not really interacting with each other. And I think it's a real shame. So that's the step 3. Stop using your phone as a social shield, or at least become aware of when you're doing it, because a lot of the time this stuff is subconscious, right? And if you kind of doing this, at least if you become conscious of it, then you will automatically start to kind of go, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to stop doing that now. Step 4, weirdly, stop putting your phone on silent. So a lot of the time, and I don't know why this is, but I do it all the time, and I notice that most of my friends, they have their phone on silent all the time. Phones have they have alert tones for a reason, to alert you when somebody's trying to communicate with you. This kind of eliminates, if you've got your phone on silent, then you're constantly checking it. Is someone trying to message me? Is someone trying to message me? If you take it off silent, you'll know. You don't have to check it all the time. Sounds really simple, but it's something that everybody seems to do. They have their phone on silent all the time. And, you know, there are some situations like if you're at the office or whatever, you know, you have to have your phone on silent. But, you know, chances are if your phone's supposed to be on silent and it has to be on silent, you're not really supposed to be checking it anyway. So put it away. If you're in a situation like in the theater or at the movies, or, you know, in a meeting or something like that, where you're not supposed to have like an alert tone would be inappropriate. That kind of means your phone is inappropriate in that situation as well. So get rid of it, put it away. When you can use your phone, take it off silent, so you only need to check it when somebody is actually trying to communicate with you. And then following on from that, step 5, put your phone out of arm's reach. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there's a bookshelf over there. That's where my phone lives while I'm at work. Right, so I'm in the office right now. I'm in my office, and my phone sits over on that bookshelf. Right, so it's an inconvenience for me to go over and get it. Right, I'm not just going to kind of randomly, subconsciously. Again, it's that subconscious thing. I'm not going to pick it up without there being clear intent to go and pick it up. Right, so taking it out of arm's reach eliminates the subconscious kind of need for you, or not need, but the subconscious trigger to just pick it up randomly all the time. So put it outside of arm's reach. That's step 5. I guess, I mean, probably there's a little bit on that. It's an extension of that. Let's call it a bonus step, step 6. Something that I found really useful: agree on some non-phone time every day. And if you've got someone else to make that agreement with, it can be really helpful. So, for example, my wife and I agree that the phones go away from the time that the kids come home from school to the time that they go to bed. So, and again, this was triggered by my son kind of complaining to me that I was on my phone again. A 6-year-old saying, "Daddy, on your phone again." I mean, that's a pretty strong kind of like, oh, wow. Take a look at myself and my phone usage. So my wife and I agreed that from the moment the kids come home, phones go away. They're off silent. So if somebody does need to contact us, they can, but we're not kind of constantly on it doing stuff, you know, subconsciously. So I'm going to leave you with some thoughts. I have some statistics here. So the average adult picks up their mobile phone 85 times per day, right? The average teenager checks social media 100 times a day. The average 8 to 12-year-old, and this is across where these averages come from, is the USA, the UK, and Australia. So the average 8 to 12-year-old spends 6 hours a day on social media, which is just insane. And the average American adult spends 4.7 hours on their phones on a daily basis. 4.7 hours. So even if you were to cut that in half, okay, let's say, you know, I'm not saying don't use your phone. They're an incredible device that, you know, creates a lot of convenience and can really help. But they've kind of taken over our lives a little bit. So let's say that you were going to cut that. If you're the average person and it's nearly 5 hours a day, let's say it's 4 hours a day, and let's say that you're going to cut that time in half. What could you do with an extra 2 hours a day? Right? Like you could start learning a musical instrument. You could learn a new language. You could work on your business, spend time with your family. You could study. You could learn some new stuff. Come and do one of our courses. Sign into the healthcoachcourse.com and get certified as a holistic health coach. You could, you could write a book, whatever it is. Like there's so much. 2 hours a day is huge. And that's not even factoring in TV time, right? That's just phone, you know. So loads of practical steps there. I really hope that some of that kind of really resonated with you, and that you kind of, if any of those things made you go, oh, yeah, you know, I do that. You know, hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear what you think about that. Again, don't feel bad. I mean, all 6 of those things, really, I was doing like on a daily basis, and to an extent where it was causing problems with my family. So don't feel bad about it. But you know, if any of that stuff kind of really kind of rung true with you, you know, try implementing some of them. They're really simple things to do. So hopefully that helps. And I'll talk to you guys really soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.